Hi, Scott.
Hello.
I'm surprised more people haven't signed on yet, so. Hi, Sarah.
Hi.
Sarah, I like your background.
Oh, thanks. It's the only space I can carve out in my loud, tiny house. One day I'm going to be meeting in the crawl space, I swear.
So the only person, well, I heard from Bryn and Jen Hubbard. Everybody else I'm expecting to join.
Anybody see any Japanese beetles yet?
Yep, I already have a bunch.
Yeah, I saw my first one a couple days ago and it was like, oh boy, here we go again.
My garden is full of the grubs. Every time I dig or pull out a plant, it's got the grubs on it.
Yeah.
I've treated it, but they're not going away very fast.
You know, they weren't always here. They showed up when there was a golf tournament. I think it was 2005 in Cherry Hills. And they got some, they brought in shrubbery from California. And
Interesting.
Because yeah, we never saw them before then.
Wow.
But they've made up for lost time.
All right, Amy, I'm going to go ahead and share screen and then let's see. Feel free to call to order whenever you're ready.
Yeah. Should we wait until 7 or can we start now?
You know, we're still waiting on Austin, so maybe.
Right here.
Perfect. All right, so we have everyone.
All right, so let's call this meeting to order, the library board meeting on July 13. The first thing is roll call.
Great. Chair Amy Wilson.
Present.
Vice Chair Marie Hoda,
Here.
Colleen Federici,
Here.
Scott Gilbert,
Here.
Sarah Harkness,
Here.
Guy Mason,
Here.
Austin Stryker,
Here.
Andy Sakaris,
Here.
and Councilmember Dave Cuesta.
He appears to be connecting to audio.
Okay, he is joining the meeting. Excused, we have Bryn Dunning and Inglewood School Liaison Jen Hubbard. Staff, we have Director Christina Underhill and Technical Services Librarian Celine Gardner, who's filling in for Mark Mullis. All right, thank you.
All right, if we can take a look at the minutes. That looks pretty good. I move to approve the minutes.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Hi.
Any opposed? No? Okay. I don't think we have anyone from the public here, so no public comment. That would mean it's time for the statistical report.
Celine's going to highlight a few items on the statistical reports to review it. And if you have specific questions, go ahead and ask after she reviews a few.
Thanks.
Okay, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, hi, I'm Celine. I'm the Technical Services Librarian, and pleased to be with you guys tonight. I just wanted to call attention to a few things. The days of service has increased because we're open weekends now. So instead of the 22 days like last year, we're up to 30. Our meeting room sessions have increased quite a lot, and that's largely because we are running the children's programs out of the Anderson and Perrin rooms. Normally the summer reading program, a lot of those activities are run out of the communication or community rooms, but we weren't able to use that this year. For the physical collection, the total circulation, we've increased quite a lot from last year, and that's probably partially due to people being back in person, but also summer reading brings back a lot of families and so forth into the library, and a lot of materials go in and out for that time frame. Let's see. The total digital circulation is still increasing, even though people are coming back to in person, so that's really cool to see. The internet usage is not quite back to what it had been prior to the pandemic, but we're seeing increase there. We've got lots of programs going on, mostly, I guess, not a lot of outreach right now, and that's partially a lot of the outreach stuff is it's largely due to we're just getting back into more in-person stuff this summer. I don't have a lot more than that on the statistics. Do you guys have any questions?
I have one quick question, and maybe you could just scroll up real quick. Do we not track, or I just noticed that physical visitors that aren't on this report?
My apologies. I meant to address that. We are under the IT department is working the contract for our door counters. We need some new ones because they're broken. So that's why that isn't there. I think the estimated completion time for that is in like end of July, but I may be wrong.
Perfect, thank you.
Uh-huh. Oh, I had one other thing I wanted to add. Our teen volunteers are back in the library, so we have 15 teens working with us, and that's a large increase in our number of hours then for volunteers. We're very glad to
Nice.
have them back in the library.
What kind of things do the teen volunteers do?
They are primarily helping kids to sign up for summer reading at the beginning, and then as kids come in and finish their program or are in progress, they'll help them pick out prizes. And then at the end, they get to pick a book so they can help them pick a book, and then answer any questions along the way. But the kids that come in for the program get a lot of little things along the way, so that's fun for them to
Nice.
help that, and it's good experience.
Yeah. Sounds like it would be a fun kind of gig, really.
Yeah. I think they also occasionally get to help with the children's programs, although this year I don't think they're doing as much of that because of pandemic stuff. But in the past, they've gotten to help with the children's programs and get set up for those and so forth too. So it's a really good program to get them involved with the library.
Cool. Nice.
Okay, for the email newsletter service, we were using a different service prior to moving to Gov Delivery. And in the process of moving everything over, and we picked up all of our newly registered patrons that hadn't been included in the list previously. So now that process will be a monthly process. We've asked the communications department about having the Nextdoor account. Haven't heard back on that, so I don't have any information on that. And then the promotional materials are included in the citizens welcome packets. It's a cute little, I meant to grab one of those, a cute little flyer, has a little go on reading and just information about the library. So people will get that when they are being welcomed to the city. And then kids stage events, there's actually a kids stage event tonight. So Tuesdays in July. So the library has undergone a repainting project. The major part of the library it's mostly complete. I think they're doing the walkthrough tomorrow. So there's a fresh coat of paint and some new accent colors throughout the library. And then the walls look a lot better too, because, over time you take stuff down and put signs up. And so a lot of the little scuffs and so forth are gone. So it looks really good.
Cool.
Several staff members met with Vivient Health. I believe there were 4 or 5 of us. And then later in the year, Vivient Health will come back and work with the rest of the staff at a staff meeting to train on administering Narcan in the event of an opioid overdose. So our open seating area, the shelving has been removed. That's back where the biographies and the CD books and playways had been. So now there are 6 tables out there, and it's a nice open space. I've seen lots of different kinds of people using the space. It's a good place for if you come in with a group for people to come back and sort of get ready or get back together with their group. So the YA audio books were previously mixed in with the general audiobook collection, and they've actually been pulled out and placed within the YA collection. So our summer reading program is well underway. Almost 600 kids are registered as of June 30th. I believe at the end of June, about 100 kids had completed their summer reading, and the kids do have the opportunity to go back and do it again if they choose. The program attendance is really strong, and the children's team did an awesome job of after pivoting after the community room was unavailable. The library is a hopping place at that point with lots of people during the programs, and they bring a lot of good energy, which is great.
Hey, can I ask, how does the 600 kids in summer reading, how does that compare to, say, 2019?
I'm not sure I have that number. Let me see. But I could definitely make sure Mark is able to bring that to you. I
Yeah.
think it's, I don't happen to have that at my
Oh,
fingertips.
okay.
I'm sorry.
Oh, no, it's fine. It's just encouraging to hear that many kids are taking part in the reading program.
It is kind of neat. I think the Inglewood schools also compete. So there's a trophy that moves to the school that had the highest completion rate and most kids involved.
Okay, any other questions about that? Thanks, Celine.
You're welcome.
Looks like we have new business board and commission policy handbook.
Very exciting, I know.
Yeah.
This is just a reminder that annually we'll do a little update, and there may be a new policy handbook coming out in the near future here that we'll send out to all of you. The one thing I wanted to highlight is just remind you all of the Colorado's open meeting law. So any kind of gathering convened to discuss public business in person, by phone, or electronically, or by other means of communications are subject to the Colorado's open meeting law. So all meetings of a quorum of 3 or more members of any local public body, or whichever is fewer, at which any public business is discussed, or at which any formal action may be taken, or declared to be public meetings open to the public at all times. So it doesn't include chance meetings. You go out to dinner, you run into a couple board members. That's not considered anything that would be related to Colorado's open meeting law, or even events. If you go to the block party, or you were at the 3rd of July Independence Day fireworks at Bellevue Park or Cornerstone, and you ran into each other, it doesn't qualify for that. So just a reminder that if there's quorum or 3 or more of you and you're discussing library board business, it's open to the Colorado's open meeting law. So that's just a reminder. And like I said, if we get an updated handbook, which I believe is actually, Debbie, is that the most current handbook that we have attached to this one?
It is.
Okay, perfect.
That's
So
the most
this is the
recent.
most current. You probably won't see any updates until next year, but if you get a chance or can't sleep at night, please review the handbook. And that's all I have for that, unless there's questions. Okay.
Do we need to sign anything and provide it back to you that we've received it and read it?
Debbie, do you know if that's needed?
No, the city has not required that. So.
Okay.
Good question. All right, and I've got the next item, which is the capital projects. So I did add one to the list, which was discussed by staff in regards to the book drops. They're desperate in need of replacement. They're not cheap. They range between $5,000 and $700 or $7,500, depending on the book drop. Staff are struggling to open them or close them even. Some have rusted out in the bottom. So I added that recently to the list, as that would qualify as a capital improvement project for the library. And like we've talked before, we'll keep this on here each meeting. If you run into something that you think might be a great capital project for the library, you can share it. So if anybody has anything, let me know.
You're talking about like the book drops when you come in from like the parking garage?
Correct. They're currently yellow.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's a lot of money.
It
I mean,
is.
I'm all for good book drops. I'm just shocked. I think I've only bought one car that cost that much in my life.
They're not cheap, that's for sure, but definitely needed. We are looking at other options. There might be an opportunity to do a book drop that's on the building, so it actually comes inside the building. A lot of libraries are set up that way. So the books are secured, and then you wouldn't necessarily need a secured book drop like we have. So we're looking at other options, but for now, we just put replacement of the current book drops on the list.
You know, this is like pretty far-fetched, but in my hometown, they had one of those kind where the books slide into the library. And a couple of years ago, some loser threw a firecracker in it and burned the library down.
That is a big concern, and that actually did come up when we were discussing this option. Is, you know, how do you secure that? A lot of times the book drops may be in a metal container inside the library, so if that were to happen, hopefully the fire is contained within. But yeah, definitely a concern. Hopefully that never happened if we go that route, but something to be
Well, I know. Well, and of course it was my hometown that would see that, but yeah, I mean, when you mentioned that, it certainly brought back that memory.
Yeah, definitely a concern for safety reasons or security, but yeah, there's a lot of options out there. My previous two libraries had it where they came inside the building, went on a conveyor belt, and if they were put in the right way, they actually got checked back in, save staff time, but those are really expensive systems, so
yeah,
probably not something we'll consider. All right, cool, thank you.
Thanks. So staff's choice, do you guys have anything else?
My only thing were events. Like Celine mentioned, we have Kids Stage currently going on in the amphitheater. That's on Tuesdays at 6:30 p.m. And then Sunset Concerts are going to kick off on July 22nd and run Thursdays for 4 weeks at 6:30 in the amphitheater as well. And if you're a fan of Pirates Cove, on July 25th, it's going to be Christmas in July. So it'll be a holiday themed party out there. So if you want to get out and get to the water park, I believe that's a Sunday, feel free to go over there. So that's all I've got. Celine, do you have anything you want to add? No? Okay. Thank you.
All right, board members' choice. Tomorrow night is adults night at Pirates Cove, if you're interested in that. 6:30 to 8:30, $6. That's all I got.
Unfortunately, no alcohol. That would have really made an adults night perfect, but no alcohol.
The new coffee shop in downtown Inglewood, Mango Tree, is very, very cute, and I would recommend that everyone go check it out. It is a great addition and has been hopping every time I've been by.
Really? Nice.
Like packed with
Yeah.
20 and 30 somethings.
I've been in there.
Obviously not all coming from Inglewood.
Yeah, every table was full when I went in.
Yeah.
I was very happy to see that.
Yeah,
Very happy.
and really
Yeah.
good coffee.
Oh, good. I'm really glad that they made it through the long delay to open.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I just wanted to, I was thinking about how we do have a youth position open on the library board. I was wondering if maybe maybe someone wanted to ask some of the youth volunteers if they were interested in joining the board. I know Inglewood High School, I know ELA they have to get volunteer hours, but Inglewood High School does too. And so that could be an incentive for some of them. I think especially the ones who are really involved, their input would be really helpful. And I had one other thing too. I went to the Bellevue Park, the train and the farm like we do every year. And I noticed the worker, he had a Bellevue Park train and farm t-shirt. And I was like, that's a cool shirt. And I asked him if they sell them and he said no. And I just think that might be a good idea. This is just throwing it out as a suggestion to sell those in kid sizes. That's a tourist attraction. People come, people from Colorado Springs who come every year. Like you could sell those and they're really cute. I don't normally buy souvenir t-shirts, but I would definitely buy one of those.
Yeah.
Speaking of the train, this might not be the right forum for this, but as someone who lives and can hear the train inside my house every day, like I live so close to the park. I think it would be really great if there were punch passes for the summer that families could buy so that like I could have that in my stroller and we could ration them throughout the summer instead of, I just feel like that would be a good thing to have.
Yeah, great ideas. Thanks, guys. I'll definitely share this with the staff. Good idea.
You know, along with the kids t-shirts, you could sell 3XL t-shirts.
Got it, Scott.
All right. I don't have anything. It's good to see everybody, and I'm glad it's going to be slightly cooler tomorrow before we return to the heat.
Anyone else got anything they want to talk about? This might be the shortest board meeting on record.
Right?
But it's surprising that we even are have made it through the summer having quorum every time. So I guess that's why.
Yeah.
All right. Well, if no one has anything. Oh, was somebody gonna say something? No? All right. Well, then I guess we're adjourned at 7:22 p.m.
Wow.
Well, it's good. Yeah. All right. Well, good to see everyone. Take care.
Bye.
Everybody.
Have a good one.
Bye.